One of the places which we can use that idea that the gradient is orthogonal to a level surface is in the process of finding tangent planes. We're often interested in finding a plane that is tangent to a surface at a given point. So, for instance, if I have this surface right here, this ellipsoid, and I wanted to know the plane, the tangent plane at a given point, for instance, it would be something that looked like this. Or here's this, here's this red surface here. If I wanted to know the tangent plane at this point, then it would be something like that. And we know that to find the equation of a plane, we just need a point. Okay, so that's just going to be the point of tangency, wherever that tangent plane is desired. And we need a normal vector. And so we need a normal vector, so something like that. So that normal vector would be the vector that is orthogonal to that plane. Well, if it's orthogonal to that plane, it's also orthogonal to that surface. So if that surface was, if we could think of that as a level surface, we already said that we know that the gradient is orthogonal to the level surface. So if this is a level surface of some function and we take the gradient, we will get something that is orthogonal, and that's what we'll use for n. So that normal is going to be, I'm going to explain this a little bit further in just a second. It's going to be the gradient of a level surface of some function of 3 variables. All right? So basically what it's going to boil down to is that we will find a gradient of a function of 3 variables, put in that point of tangency. That's our normal, and we have the point. Once we have the normal point, we know how to find the equation of the tangent plane. Now, what this explanation hinges upon is this fact here. So this came up previously in one of the videos, so let me just reiterate it. We learned earlier that any surface can be expressed as a level surface of a function of 3 variables. Okay? So what do we mean by that? Well, in this example here, for instance, this is really not a function of 3 variables. It's an equation in 3 variables. That's an equation in 3 variables, but it really is f as some function of y and z. When you have an equation in 3 variables, it's really one variable is a function of the other 2. So it's a function in 2 variables. All right? If I want an orthogonal vector to a surface, that surface has to be a level surface of a function of 3 variables. So what I said in a previous video is that if I were to get everything here on one side, x minus y squared minus z squared minus 1 equals 0, and if I thought of this as a function of 3 variables, okay, so if I created a function of 3 variables, now, if I create that function of 3 variables, this function doesn't have a graph. So this function is not equivalent to this function. This function has a graph. This is a function of 3 variables. It doesn't have a graph. However, this does have a level curve. If I consider the level curve that is f of x and y and z equals 0, so I have a function of 3 variables, I set it equal to a constant. If I do that, then I'm back here, and that does have a graph. So that's what I'm reminding you of here. This surface is a function of 2 variables. But if I think of it as a level surface of a function of 3 variables, that is, if I think of this as, excuse me, a set, there's this set of level surfaces out there, And that red one just happens to be one of them. So it's sort of like a subset of all those level surface. So I'm thinking of this surface, this function of two variables. I'm thinking of it as a level surface of a function of three variables. Okay, we do that often. We just have to make sure it's clear. I'm not saying that this red graph is the graph of this function. It's a graph of taking this function and setting it equal to 0. Okay, so if we treat it that way, then the gradient of this function at a given point will be orthogonal to this function. So this question actually is asking us to find the tangent plane to this surface at this given point. And so the normal, let's see, the point 3, 1, negative 1, x is 3, y is 1, z is negative 1. So I actually plot it there so we can see it. If I want the normal for that tangent plane, it's just going to be the gradient of that capital F at that point, 3, 1, negative 1. Okay, the gradient of F over here, partial x, partial y, partial z. So partial x is 1. Partial with respect to y is negative 2y. And partial with respect to z is minus 2z. So at the point 3, 1, negative 1, so I'm putting in, let's see, so the x component is 1, the y component is negative 2y, y is 1, so that would be negative 2. The z component is negative 2z, z is negative 1, so that would be positive 2. So x is 1, y is negative 2, and z is 2. So forward, frontwards, leftwards, upwards. So it looks like they're giving me this, or I have computed this vector that direction. That's my normal vector. And so to find the equation of the plane, that normal vector and the point that was given, the point of tangency. So I put those together. Remember the normal vector, 1, negative 2, 2, and the point, x minus 3, y minus 1, z minus a minus 1 equals 0. You can simplify that, but that then is how we find the equation of a tangent plane. So back here, all we need to know, you don't have to memorize a formula or anything. You know how to find the equation of the plane. The only new fact that we need in order to do this problem is this understanding that I talked about here, and the fact that the normal is going to be the gradient of f, where f is that level surface. Let me write capital F here, at the point of tangency. That's all you need to know. In section 14.4, which we'll be doing next, they give another way of finding tangent planes, which you can use. Ultimately, this way is more powerful. Okay, one other concept here is this question here, normal line. All a normal line is a line that is orthogonal to the tangent plane at that point. So the normal line here would be, whoops, something like this. So that would be easy enough because all you need for that normal line is the direction vector, which you already have. The direction vector is right here. That's the direction vector for the normal line. And you have the point. So find a line with this as the direction vector and this as the point. I'll let you do that.